Phil Spencer's been doing a lot of interviews in the last couple of months, and the latest is from The Verge. The interview is at least an hour long, but the article focuses on Phil Spencer's feelings on the console tribalism in the industry, and how he believes it's one of the worst aspects of the gaming industry. Now the thing of it is, tribalism is not a concept that is unique to only the gaming space. I have been a part of a lot of fandoms, and I can tell you, if you get a large enough group of people together, eventually it's going to be overcome. With those who believe that the best way to go about things is to harass others, specifically those who do not share the same viewpoint and love for whatever product it is that they themselves are infatuated with. Because this behavior is not unique and it's something I've had to contend with for years now, I have just gotten to a point where I've accepted that people are how they are, and there's generally nothing I can do to change someone from acting like a nut job. But I digress. So back to Phil Spencer's viewpoints on this. Now, the article discusses how Microsoft and Sony are often considered direct rivals in the game space, competing for players for new consoles and exclusive games. With that comes brand loyalty and console wars for some players that dictates whether they'll grab a PlayStation or an Xbox. Now, my thing is, I don't think there's anything wrong with competition in this regard. These are corporations that are competing for our dollar. I myself have both the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, because both products offer me something I found value in. That being said, Phil doesn't believe that Sony, Nintendo, or any other corporation is a real threat to Microsoft, and that instead their biggest competitor they have is apathy over the products and services and games that they build. That's a very interesting viewpoint, one that I don't necessarily know if I believe, but in some ways it does make sense. I think it depends on how you choose to take them acquiring studios like Bethesda and whatever future plans they have for them. Now, Phil Spencer says he finds toxic brand loyalty distasteful and despises the idea that companies like Microsoft have to see others fail in order to achieve their goals, even going as far as to state that it's the tribalism in the industry that would drive him out before anything else. He says that when a team releases something into the market for the world to tear it apart on the internet, it's just a brave thing for a team to do, and that he's never going to vote against any creative team or any product team to do poorly just because he has a competitive product. It's not in him, and he doesn't actually think it helps people in the long run. Now, the phrasing of this is actually kind of interesting. I think I'm gonna listen to the hour-long interview version to get an idea of exactly what he said. Definitely feel like there's some missing context here, and that often leads to unnecessary strife in the long run because no one bothers to look into things themselves. Anyway, the article ends off with Phil Spencer saying, "There's a core that just really hates the other consumer product, and man, that's just so off-putting to me. To me, it's one of the worst things about our industry." Now, I took a look at the full-length article just now, and I want to note his full quote here. There's like a core of the core that have, I think, taken it to a destructive level. This destructive level of, I really want this to fail so the thing I bought succeeds. It's something I see on both sides. I'm not saying that it's all people crushing Xboxes and everybody that loves Xbox is always completely inviting to all the PlayStation stuff. I've said it before that I find it distasteful, but maybe that's just too light. I just really despise it. I don't think we have to see others fail in order for us to achieve the goals. It's not some kumbaya thing. It's actually real. We're in the entertainment business. The biggest competitor we have is apathy over the products and services and games that we build. Now, that's just one quote from the article. It's actually a pretty lengthy one, so I would advise everyone go and read the full thing and or listen to the vocal part of the interview. Anyway, I always find Phil Spencer's viewpoints to be very interesting and insightful overall. I find him very well spoken, and to be fair, I feel like he's making a pretty good point overall. I know for sure though, people are going to disregard his words and hyperfixate on certain aspects of the interview, which is something to be expected on the internet. Reading comprehension is not a thing that people seem to value, though I always appreciate Phil's transparency. Very interested to see everyone else's viewpoints on this in the comment section below. I'll leave a link to the full-length article so you guys can check it out for yourselves. On that note, I'll catch y'all later. Peace!